Hey guys, True Grit Scott. I got a couple of kits to do, and I figured I'd take you guys through some of the parts. Been doing Farmertec kits for a few years now, and I sell a lot of them to loggers and tree guys, and that's probably 90%, and then 10% to guys who are into chainsaw milling, and we do a lot of chainsaw milling. Anyhow, I got a Neotec kit and I got a Farmertec kit. Real familiar with the Farmertec kits. The Neotec kit is a different kit to me, although I've used Neotec parts in the past and I've had good luck with them. I didn't look through the boxes real hard. Well, the Farmertec box is going to be the Farmertec box, but the Neotec box, I did a quick look and everything looked like it was there, but I didn't look real hard, so I was going to do it with you. You know, Farmertec's been doing some goofy stuff, and don't get it twisted, I'm a Farmertec fan. They've done very good with a lot of products, and then they'll do something really boneheaded, and right now it looks like they're in a boneheaded move against the dealers for whatever reason, and I don't know why they do what they do. I love Farmertec. They could have a bigger following if they just do a few normal things, and maybe it's a language barrier thing or whatever, but they make moves sometimes that just, I don't know, are goofy. Sometimes they'll put better parts in the kits. Sometimes they'll put worse parts in the kits, and you kind of don't know what you're getting, and that's one of the big problems. Don't know if Neotec's going to be the same. Might be different. Anyhow, I got these two handles here for a 660 build. They're pretty darn similar, and I'd be lying if I didn't say they're more the same than they're different. Although I suspect these are not made in the same place, because there are a couple little differences on them that I've noticed. You know, imprinting on the plastic on the Farmertec kit isn't on the Neotec kit. Not a big deal. The Neotec handle feels a little bit heavier, and I think it's this gray plastic, which I think kind of looks sharp, but what I don't really like about the Neotec is that the gas tank's not see-through. I kind of don't like that. I kind of really warmed up to when Farmertec started doing the see-through tanks. The caps seem to be of a better quality than the Farmertec ones. Don't know, haven't had fuel in it yet, can't really say. But the switch is very stiff. Actually has an O-ring in there next to the keeper, which I hadn't seen before. The fuel line's a little bit heavier. It's a thicker walled fuel line. They also changed the, I guess not changed, but they're using a different tank vent on there. So it's a different tank vent. The little screws, the self-tap screws there, look to be a little bit heavier. They're bigger pan heads on them, and they look to be a little bit heavier, and they don't have that, I don't know, I'm going to say crappy shine that the Farmertec ones do, that plating. They look better quality. The wires are darn close to the same. I don't see a lot of other differences for the handles. Again, I didn't grill it totally hard, but more the same than different, but some minor differences, and I do think it's heavier. Got the markings on the bottom. It's kind of odd that it didn't have it on the side. It even has it on the gas tank. That's it for the handles. I'm going to pause you, and I'm going to get the case halves over here. Okay guys, I'm back. You could say thank God he didn't talk for a half hour about handles on saws. Anyhow, the case halves, right off the bat I noticed that the paint, and I don't believe any of this was powder coat ever. I mean, it comes off with just about any chemical you put on it on the Farmertec ones. I don't know how resistant this paint is on the Neotec one. But the paint does seem a lot nicer. It was the first thing that struck me. The other thing is Neotec sending these with the crank pushed in already, with the seals already in it. This Neotec, or this Farmertec kit, actually came with the seals out of it, which I like a lot better when they do that. And there's no rhyme or reason. I get them with the seals, I get them without the seals, and I've gone through a lot of these saws, and there's no telling which ones you're going to get. It's probably which manufacturer, distributor, whatever they got the cases from. What I did notice is that, well, I'm going to pause you for a second so I could zoom in on some of this stuff. Okay, over here on the Neotec case, What I noticed is that there's a lot of, here, let me get this file over here. There's a ton of shavings all around it. Don't like that. It scares me that the seals are in there and there's shavings on the outside. Although I have a sneaking suspicion that they buttoned this together and then they did some machining work on it. So maybe it's only on the outside, maybe it's on the inside, and I'm gonna have to split one of these to know. They also put in the oil tube for you. They threw an impulse line on. Again, it has the cap, and it's the heavier cap on these. The cases are, boy, they're real similar. I'm not 100% sure these are the same factory either, but the guys are going off the same patterns. Again, the paint is a lot nicer on these. I did notice, and I'm gonna have to pull out a Farmertec crank to look, that the casting on the crank does not look as good, and I don't know how much I care about it. The machine works pretty nice. I see shavings down the hole again though. I'm never gonna get that on video for you guys. Maybe. Focus. I don't know if you're focusing for me or not. My eyes aren't good enough to tell the difference anyway. I also noticed that they could have been a little bit more precise with how these are pressed in, because it looks like it's a little bit more to the flywheel side than the other side, which it's a 2-second fix. I'm not overly worried about it. If it holds pressure, I'm not too worried about it. Anyhow, they did a nice job with this so far, and I'll go through some more of the parts. Looks like the same seals that Farmertec uses. I don't know, a lot of people bitch about them, but I've had very few fail. I think most people get them a little bit crooked when they press them in, and then they fail quicker for them. But I've had all different seals fail and not fail, and I'm not telling you how to rhyme or reason. I will tell you this though, I did have some Farmertec seals early on that when I sprayed acetone on them, I was cleaning something, they wrinkled up, like they shriveled right up, and a half hour later they were unshriveled, but I never trusted them again. After that, I would take seals randomly and throw them in a little cup of acetone, and I've not had that happen again. But I did have a batch of seals that seemed like acetone hit them and they wrinkled right up, so I don't know if the rubber was bad, something with the mixture, bad batch, whatever. But I also wonder if that was a lot of problems people were having with the seals, is that they just had a bad batch of seals, which can happen to anybody. I don't know what else to say about these cases. They're similar enough. Oh, you know what's a little bit different on here? Where your spring attaches to for your brake. That's a different nub on the Neotec. And actually all the nubs are a little bit different. It's a flat nub there on the Farmertec. It's a rounded nub on the Neotec. You got silver hardware as opposed to black hardware on the Farmertec. Everything else looks darn close to being the same. I'm trying to see if this is a chip in the paint here or if this is a little bit malformed right here. I don't know if you can see it. Kind of looks like it got hit with the machining work a little bit. Don't know if that's going to be a problem or not. And again, I didn't check how they tighten the bolts down or anything, so I guess I'll check that next. Anyhow, there's a couple pieces to the puzzle here with these. Maybe I'll pause you real quick and I'll grab a Farmertec crank out just to show you the difference. Okay guys, here's a Farmertec crank. It was in the freezer. I usually freeze them before I press them in. I don't know how much it helps, but I never have a problem pressing anything in. It takes me all of a minute to do a case, half. And granted, we're not going to be able to see the lobes on the Neotec one, but if you look right here where my finger is, on both sides of the Farmertec, and then you peek in the case here with the Neotec, it just doesn't appear to be as nice. If I spin that over, the lobes look good enough. And then the other side, I don't know, maybe I'm being picky, but I do think that the Farmertec crank, the finish of it looks a little bit better. And what's funny is, I see we got the silver bearing in here, and I've had this copper colored bearing, which I don't know if you're going to get. Yeah, you could see that. copper colored bearing. I've had those before and I've had luck with either one, so I can't tell you one thing or is different on those two. I just figured I'd show you the cranks real quick, but I do think the Farmertec one's a little bit cleaner, but it's cleaner in a place where it doesn't really matter. So we'll see. Again, we haven't ran these, so we don't know yet. Anyhow, there's a quick video on the Neotec versus the Farmertec.